What's good? What's good? Yeah, it's the live stream, random thoughts. You know, couldn't sleep, so I said, let me fire up a late night live stream. Yeah, just random thoughts. When your mind is racing, got all kind of mental thoughts. You know, everybody in a panic. With the people talking about we might be heading into another depression, Great Depression. It is what it is. The society been through a lot, and this society is crumbling. With the food prices going up, everything going up with the pay. People can't afford housing or rent. People barely getting by. You know, that's all I've been seeing on this platform. Any other platforms, especially like TikTok. People post TikTok videos on this platform of people expressing what they're going through. And that's one of the benefits of social media. You get to see other people express what they're going through. I'm talking about ordinary people, not these content creators, these wannabe celebrities. I'm talking about ordinary working people like y'all and myself and anybody else in general. They tell you how it is, but you see, anyway, the mainstream media, they not gonna show stuff like that. They don't want to give the ordinary people a voice. The mainstream, they gonna say, oh, they gonna sugarcoat stuff. No, when you be your authentic self on social media, you don't sugarcoat nothing. You tell it how it is. Yeah, a lot of people, man, they not happy. You got a lot of unhappy Americans right now, and I don't blame them. We work so hard for every raid cent. We don't even see every raid cent we work hard for because Uncle Sam steals from our paychecks every time we get, whether you get paid weekly or every 2 weeks. Uncle Sam gonna dig his hand in it. Then you got the state digging their hand in your check, getting their cut. And what does they do? They send your money to these foreign countries that don't care about us. America gives so much, millions of dollars to Israel, to Ukraine or any other country that's allied with America. But you got a lot of homeless people. In every major city in America, you got a lot of homeless people. Tent cities rising. But every year, America gives millions of dollars to Israel, Ukraine or any other country. And these people, they don't care about Americans. They don't give a care about us. They they look down on us. Some of these immigrants from these foreign countries come down here. Like I was talking to an elder yesterday, one of the elders I talked to, elder brother, you know, and he was a Vietnam veteran. Shout out to the veterans that serve. Salute to all the veterans. But yeah, and he was telling me when he served in Vietnam, when he came back to the States, and a lot of these Vietnamese, when they ship them to the United States, they started living better than the soldiers. They started living better than the soldiers. Hey, how's it going? Welcome. But yeah, and I was telling the elder, I was telling them, like when I was in high school, I've been peeped that I like you got the majority of the black students, they riding the bus, white students riding the bus, Now the preppy white kids, they had their parents buying them trucks and cars. But when I went to high school, the majority of the Asian students, a good amount of them, they was driving. They was driving. Whether they was driving some Hondas, some of them was driving BMWs, Mercedes. I be like, because they don't pay no taxes. You see, they don't pay taxes for 5 years, 7 years. Like I said, this society is backwards. His ass backwards. And now look, a lot of people, man, they suffering, boy. They hate it. Yeah, what's good? What's good? What's good? Well, yeah, come rock out. Just random thoughts. I was seeing like it's ridiculous. A loaf of bread gonna be costing $5, $7. Y'all can imagine a loaf of bread costing between $10 to $20. You know how ridiculous that's gonna be. You know how ridiculous that's gonna be. Oh, I just came on, bro. I just came on, Rockstar. You know, I just came on. But anyway, that'll be ridiculous. $10, $20 for a damn loaf of bread. I remember as a child, going to the store with my parents and grandmother. You could have filled a shopping cart with $100 back in the 90s. You could have took $100 bill and filled the shopping cart from the top to the bottom. Huh. You can't do that today. Huh. Yeah, you gotta subscribe. If y'all ain't getting notifications, sometime YouTube unsubscribe y'all. Yeah, for those that's sub, y'all gotta make sure y'all hit the notification bell and resubscribe because YouTube is petty. They unsubscribe. I've been noticed they've been unsubscribing people from my channel. They've been unsubscribing people from my channel. But I've been noticed that though. And that's how the algorithm is, though. The algorithm is so wicked. It's like they want you to be a slave, YouTube. The algorithm, the minute you stop doing content for a season, they gonna start unsubscribing people and stop recommending your channel. That's how dirty YouTube is. But it is what it is. I don't care. Like I say, my channel not monetized anyway. So, but anyway, back to the what I was talking about. Yeah, $100 could have get you a lot back in the day, bro. Sure, $100 is the new dollar bill. Like I said before, when I was a child, growing up, being in elementary school, if somebody gave me $100, it felt like I had $1,000. 2025, $100 bill is a dollar. It's the new dollar. And $1,000 ain't shit either. $1,000 is the new $100 bill. Shit. $1,000,000 ain't shit. You got people talking about they want to be millionaires. Shit, even the millionaires, they suffering too. The millionaires. The billionaires suffering. Even the trillionaires like Elon Musk. He losing so much money. He put so much money in Trump. Elon Musk, he losing billions and millions. And he a trillionaire. Yes, they do exist. Trillionaires do exist. Don't believe the lies of the media. Yeah, they gonna say they worth billion. No, trillionaires do exist. Like the elitist families, the elites like the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Heinzes, all these um big bloodline families that's the banking bloodline family, they trillionaires. They got so much ancient wealth that they stole. They trillionaires. But you see, the media gonna tell them that they billionaires. They tell the media, say, no, we billionaires. No, in reality, they trillionaires. You know, you gotta think about what they bloodline go back to. They draconians. When you think about draconians, Draco, dragons, when you watch the fantasy movies or play the role-playing games, dragons are notorious for hoarding a lot of treasures, whether it's gold, silver, ancient weapons, artifacts. In the dragon's lair, when you saw the movie The Hobbit, the dragon Smog, he had all those riches and gold in his chamber, in his lair. He was sleeping on the gold. This dragon was sleeping on mountains of gold. And that's how the elites are, the draconians, man. Their bloodline go back to the draconians, Draco, the dragon. Real talk. They don't take rocket science to figure this out, you know. But yeah, they don't care. They don't care about the masses. They want us, they want us to really trying to revolt so they can invoke martial law. That's what they really want to go down. But it's gonna be a while before things shake up though. because they want to keep us distracted. They want to keep us distracted with the fake news. I mean, if it's when it comes to certain things, a lot of stuff is losing substance. You know, the movies, music, video games, anime, stuff that I was interested, it's losing substance. You know, when you going through so much stuff, you know, when you going through a lot of issues, you know, a lot of Americans, the biggest crisis they got right now in America is a mental health crisis, allegedly. That's all you see. And they want to say Gen Z, you know, millennials and Gen Z, you know, they saying Gen Z is the most loneliest generation ever. Yeah, it's like, man, to be honest, bro, some days I'll be down. Nothing interested me, you know. I can't even enjoy playing video games, watching anime. I tried to get into One Piece. I'm still into it, but when you got so much stuff on your mind, you know, and you're overthinking, it just kills the vibe. It kills the vibe. You know, you just play the video game for an hour or two, then you drop it, and then you just want to go back and just chillax, you know. Yeah, it's all commercialism. You know, the video games, DLC this, add on that. And you got these content creators want to sell courses. I'll be damned if I'm paying for a content creator course. Oh, you don't like where you at in life? You feel like you being walked on? You feel like you're not that man? You feel like you're a former shell of yourself? I could help you rebuild your life. All you gotta do is join my course, sign up for my consultations. I ain't paying for none of y'all consultations. If I want consultations, I'd rather talk to an AI for free. I'd rather go to Chat GPT and talk to Chat GPT for some consolation. I'm not paying no goddamn content creator for no fucking course on how to be a better person. Shit, most people in society don't want to be better persons, you know, and that's the hardcore truth. You know, we live in a world that they don't value intelligence, especially in this society. If you use a word that have more than 3 syllables, they gonna say, "Oh, you're using word salad." You know, they trying to shame you for using big words, and that's a known thing in the so-called black community. Or if you use big words, they want to say, "Oh, you trying to be an intellectual, you trying to be a elitist." You know, it's like intelligence is shunned upon and stupidity is celebrated. You know, that's why I say this society is ass backwards. The more stupid you is, the more dumb shit you do on these videos on YouTube, you get all the clicks and views. But the more realist you is, you don't get a lot of views. Like these bullshit skits. Like these simp ass niggas be having these attractive women in them skits. They pay these women to be in these skits, man. Don't fall for the trick. They be paying these women, these corny ass niggas and these corny ass heathens, you know, they be paying these attractive women to be in these bullshit skits. Cause they know the majority of the men, they gonna be watching the women, they gonna be simping over the women. You know? I mean, this shit is fake, man. This world is fake. This world is fake. This whole society is fake. Fake food, fake friends, fake relationships, fake marriages. You know, everything is with a swipe. You know, what happened to going out and meet somebody? You know, like I think about, you see, that's one thing I respect about the boomers and Gen X. They didn't have to deal with this damn dating, no dating apps, man. It was common. You just go to a meeting, a family gathering, or community gathering, or even church. You know, like the boomers and Gen X's, they met their spouses in church. Now, for us millennials and Gen Z, especially Gen Z, oh, with the click of the swipe left, swipe right, that's abnormal. That's abnormal, you know. And then it gives people more options to be picky, you know. Oh, you know. That's why I say free will. And I was in another thing. Let's talk about free will. Free will is bullshit. I was thinking on that before I decided to go live. You know, I was sleeping. I couldn't sleep. I was in my thoughts. I was saying, you know what? Free will is bullshit because if we really had free will, the majority of us would want to be on this earth. We won't want to be in this world. We'd rather be in a better, higher realm or a different world with none of this bullshit we got to go through. And if we had free will, we could have choose. When I think about if we would have had free will before we was born, we could have. It'd be like a character simulation, like a character creation. Okay, if we had free will, the majority of men, they'd probably be over 6 feet tall. They'll probably have an eggplant the size of a horse. Pause. Women, they want to be that bad bitch, that 10. Most women would be 10s. They would create themselves to be 10s before they was born. They have a body like an adult star, a supermodel like a Playboy bunny. You know, that's why I say free will is bullshit. Ain't no such thing as free will. Because if we had free will, none of us would want to be here. If we was to give a precursor of how this world was before we was born, none of us would want to be on this damn planet misery. This is a miserable planet. This is a prison planet. You know, this is a prison planet. You see, Christians and Muslims, they talk about going to hell, fear. No, you need to fear reincarnation. That's what y'all need to fear, reincarnation. Coming back to this hell planet. Gotta do this shit all over again. See, that's what the Gnostics believe, They would, you imagine, you thinking you going to heaven, you go through that light, then bam, you coming right back to this damn prison planet. Your memories getting wiped. You gotta start all over again as an infant. Man, that's scary. That's a curse. Reincarnation is a curse. And you got these stupid Israelites teaching that, like the GMS and some of the one ways they taught the reincarnation doctrine. Man, why you want to come back to this hell planet, man? This is miserable. Living in this, and you got people in foreign countries living in way worse of hell than what we living in America. Yeah, it is. Even the Buddhists and the Hindus consider it a curse. Yeah. Because that's one of the main things in the Buddhist religion. They teach you, suffering is a must. Yeah, nobody want to come back here. Like, and I think about the babies being born in current time, A lot of babies, if you ever notice, a lot of babies being born, man, they got old spirits in them, you know? Shit. Yeah. And that's scary, man. Even Tupac quoted, he said he don't fear death. He fear reincarnation. And he said that, man, that's deep. You know? Yeah. Exactly. It's like being a bug and keep waking up in the spider web. Exactly. And the spider web is the light, because the Gnostics, because you see, I know I listen to every thought, train of thought or school of thought, you know. I welcome it, I see what they talking about. And, you just you weigh the options, like the Gnostics, they say, oh, you're not supposed to go into the light. It's a false light. Some people say it's two lights. You got the false light, which is the soul trap. That's the reincarnation trap. And you got the true light, you know. Yeah, the true light ain't gonna be the trap, But to be honest, when you have these people talking about near-death experience, it's a different experience, If you ever notice, that's all you see. There's a lot of near-death experience content creators or channels on YouTube. And some of that is propaganda too. Don't get it twisted. Some of that be AI propaganda, especially the religious ones, the Christian ones. If you ever see a video pop up talking about, oh, I saw Bruce Lee in hell, I saw a Buddhist monk in hell, that's AI garbage. That's AI garbage. Talking about, oh, I saw Michael Jackson in hell, I saw Elvis Presley burning in hell. When these Christian near-death experience talking about they seen famous people in hell, that's AI generated garbage. What's good, Honor? What's good? Yeah, my boy got shot. He said in the wheelchair, he said he saw the Most High. Nobody seen the Most High. We don't even know. We don't even know, to be honest, man, we don't even know who's the true creator at this point, Because, some people believe the God of the Bible is the demiurge, That's what the Gnostics believe, And, we know that Christ taught that the God of this world is the devil. You know, when you read the Gospels, Christ taught that the God of this world is the devil, you know, the great deceiver. But this is a fake world. This whole world is a simulation. It's a simulation. We don't belong here. You know, I feel like sometimes I like these bodies, man. We just renting these bodies. We just renting these bodies, man, because our true self is our spirit, our soul. You know, these fleshly bodies, these just a carbon vehicle. You know, but yeah, man, it's I mean, we don't even know nothing. I don't care how many books we read, how many ancient texts we study, how many scriptures we know. We really don't know nothing. This whole universe, the unknown, man, it consumes us. The great unknown, this whole universe, multiverse, whatever, you know, it's just it's too vast for our finite understanding. It's too vast for our finite understanding, you know, straight up, you know. But yeah, yeah, oh yeah. But what I want to see, you know, with stuff going on, Gen Z talking about, they saying Gen Z gonna be the generation that's not gonna own nothing, that's not gonna own nothing, have families, you know. Shit, it don't matter what's the way it is, it don't matter what generation you're born in, man. Everybody going through it financially. She, like I said, tough times. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. There is a higher power, you know. It is a divine. So like you see the Gnostics, they call a higher power the monad. The monad, that's the true divine creator, the monad. And they say the demiurge is like a false deity, you know, that rule over this earth realm. That's the Gnostics' belief, you know. And the archons is like the fallen angels, like strong fallen angels. They say the archons are stronger than fallen angels. They basically like the gatekeepers, like the correctional officer the guard this prison planet. You know, David Icke, you know, I don't know if y'all ever heard of David Icke, the white guy, David Icke. He talks about all this theory and stuff. But this is really ancient knowledge, though, the Gnostics and all that. hmm But yeah, nobody want to come back here, man. You can imagine you're a successful person, right? You got it made in life, and it's time for you to go, and you got to come back through this and start from ground zero. Man, that's some scary stuff. That's like playing a video game being respawned. That kind of remind you. It kind of remind you know, when you play some of these video games, they start you off at a powerful level, right? And like at the beginning of the game, you all powerful and stuff, and then you get defeated all. You get defeated, which is part of the storyline, and then you got to start at ground zero. You got to start at level one and work your way up to build yourself back up. That's what reincarnation is like, probably. You know. hmm Oh yeah, they are higher realms. You know, because this is a low realm. This earthly realm, this is a low realm. You know, they are higher realms in the celestial realm. You see, you got the infernal realms, which is the hellish realms, the infernal realms. You got the celestial realms. You know, because you see the book of Enoch, they talk about seven heavens. You know, now the standard Bible talks about three heavens. You know, we know the first heaven is the earth, you know, the ground we walk on, this planet. Your second heaven is the sky. The third heaven is the cosmos, you know, which is space, you know, the cosmos and all that, you know. But the book of Enoch talk about seven heavens, you know. To each his own. You have a right to believe what you believe. And that's another thing. I don't debate, man. Debates is a waste of time. I've been noticing that about like the conscious community, the Israelite community, like Christians debating Israelites, man, it's all a waste of time. It's all a waste of time. All these debates is a waste of time because at the end of the day, the Christians still gonna want to celebrate the so-called holidays. They still gonna want to worship the white Jesus. The Israelites, they still gonna promote Yahweh Shai, you know, the image of the Hebrew Israelite version of God in Christ. you know, and they still gonna say, oh, Esau is the white man, you know, calling to the West, one of the West camps, and all that. The Muslims, they gonna still stand on what they believe. So it is what it is. Let people believe what they believe. All these debates is a waste of time. It's just wasting energy. It's wasting energy. I don't want to wake up next to Scorpion and them or Mortal Kombat. Yeah, you can imagine you'll be reborn and you'll be reborn in Outworld off of Mortal Kombat. Outworld, you're a citizen of Outworld. But that's the name, and I noticed that's the name, that's the major popular theme in anime right now. They call it Isekai, I think. Isekai, basically, Isekai anime is about reincarnation. Like the main character be reborn as a goblin, reborn as a weak human. And next thing you know, he gets strong, he become a demigod. That's the popular thing in anime right there. Isekai. Is, you know, the main character, he was a regular person, or he could have been, and he end up getting killed and be reborn, you know, reincarnated. That's a huge thing popular right now in anime, the Isekai anime. Yeah, you could be born. Just imagine you be reborn in the outworld as a Takartan, as Baraka race. You know the Baraka race, the mutated beings, or even a Shokan. You know the four-armed Shokan Goro race. She is rough in Outworld, man. I don't want to, you know, but the humans in Outworld, but you see the humans in Outworld, they way different than the humans on Earth realm. You see the humans in Outworld, they live longer than Earth realm humans, and they got magical abilities, just like the Edenians, you know, Sindel people. That's what Katana really is. She's from Edenia, the Edenians, you know. But Baraka was one of my favorite characters, though, man. For real. Like when they introduced him in Mortal Kombat 2, Baraka was cool. One of my favorite characters, you know. Yeah. But yeah, the humans in Outworld, they live longer than Earthrealm humans. They could live for centuries. You know, because I guess, you know, it's different. There's different vibrations in Outworld, even though. But you see, Outworld, if you do the lore, Outworld is really a merge of different realms, you see. Because when Shao Kahn ruled Outworld, he merged some of the realms, parts of different realms to Outworld. You know, because some parts of Outworld it looked like a hellscape, and some parts of Outworld it looked like some parts of Earthrealm. You know, if you do the research and lore. And the other day I was watching when I was off the other day I was watching a video about the rise and downfall of Twisted Metal. Arguably, Twisted Metal is the founding father of vehicular combat video games. Twisted Metal, one of my childhood games. Coming up, that was one of my first PlayStation games I played. Twisted Metal, 1995 when it was released. You know, circa 1995, Twisted Metal was released. Man, I never forget seeing the iconic cover on the with the Sweet Tooth driving the ice cream truck with the clown face. Yep. Yeah, it's sad to see a good franchise go down like that. I think when Twisted Metal Black, it was too dark. You know, they should have kept the traditional roots. You know, when they came out with Twisted Metal Black, it was too dark, man. All the drivers was in a mental asylum. You know, I wasn't too big a fan of that. You know, I played the game. I owned it. I got the game, Twisted Metal Black, but I read the original four. Twisted Metal 1 through 4, the original PlayStation 1 franchise, you know, because you see Twisted Metal Black was released on PlayStation 2, and then they tried to revive it, I think in 2012 on PS3. It kind of was flopping, you know. Now when the Twisted Metal Head On was a good game because it kind of remind you of Twisted Metal 2. But a lot of people say Twisted Metal 2 Part 2 was the best out of the franchise, and I agree. Twisted Metal 2 was the best out of the franchise. You know, I enjoyed all the Twisted Metal games, don't get me wrong. Because, you know, I grew up, me, my brother, and my cousins, we grew up playing Twisted Metal. But Twisted Metal 2 is just, that was that iconic one right there, Twisted Metal 2. Yes, indeed. But yeah, you know, That was the founding father of vehicular combat video games, because you started seeing a lot of knockoffs like Vigilante 8. Now, Vigilante 8, that was good. I got those two games too. I got Vigilante 8, Vigilante 8 Second Offense. You see, their mascot icon was a bus, while Twisted Metal was the ice cream truck. Yeah, you can't beat that though. Ice cream truck and then a crazy clown driving it. You can't beat that. She Twisted Metal got that on lock. Straight up. But yeah. But PlayStation 1 was the GOAT though. When it comes to the PlayStation generation, PlayStation 1 and PS2, they was the GOATed generations because you had a whole library of games to choose from, especially PlayStation 1. I remember the demo disc back in the day, getting the demo disc. You could have they sample all the demos to show you how times has changed in gaming. Everything is on a DLC now. And you don't even, in some companies, you don't even own the games. You know. I'm surprised people playing Assassin's Creed Shadow. I'm not in a rush to play no Assassin's Creed Shadow. Ubisoft, man, y'all need to get y'all stuff together, Ubisoft. Yes, indeed. I didn't think some of y'all would be up this late. I guess y'all can't sleep either, too. Yes, indeed. Yep. Oh, you at the gig? Oh, okay. Well, all right, that's what's up. Nate light shift. Working that overnight shift. Yeah, I noticed that a lot of people at work overnight, they say they don't mind working overnight because it's peaceful. A lot of people, they like working overnight. I guess you got to get adjusted to it because I never worked overnight before. I work evening shifts before, like getting off like at 11, 10 o'clock at night. But I'm talking about working the night shift, overnight shift. I'll have to get used to that working. I'm saying if I was having a job, if I was to get a job working overnight, but I'm sure I could get used to it though. It'll take me a while to adjust to it though. I'm just saying because, you know, even though sometimes I could be a night owl, but yeah, after your business, oh yeah, shout out to people that work in the overnight shift. But yeah, man, a lot of stuff going on, man. UPS laying off 20,000 workers. Man, god damn UPS, y'all was just laying off workers last year. Now y'all laying off 20,000 workers. Man, that sucks. Man, that's 20,000 people out of a job. Nah, I think it's gonna be usually recently hires. They ain't gonna lay off their old school workers that's grandfathered in, because that'd be dumb to do. Lay off some of their old school workers that have years with the company. But I won't be surprised. They'll probably look for a way to lay them off. But that's wrong, man. I don't like hearing news like that. People getting laid off. It's bad enough people can afford housing and rent and make ends meet, and now they want to lay people off. It's crazy. That's a lot of people losing jobs. And shout out to Big Walt, the genius, man. That man stay getting hate. He had man. To be honest, Big Walt, the genius, he don't have to explain himself to none of these buffoons, man. They be hating on him. He a grown man, because he shared a community post, and it was a lady in the comment section was telling him, "Oh, Big Walt, you don't relate to us. You not struggling. You drive 2 cars, 2 trucks, because he a truck driver. Big Walt, the genius. I'm sure y'all know who I'm talking about. YouTube fighting his channel too. YouTube going against his channel because he should have been at 100K. He should have been at 100K subscribers by now." But yeah, they had a lady in the comment section gonna tell him, "Oh, you don't relate to us, Big Walt. You just showing off your jewelry. You showing off your outfits. And he explained, he said, that's old gold chains. He said he driving 2 used cars, 2 used trucks. And I was thinking, I said, this damn, y'all haters, y'all don't realize it costs a lot of money to maintain them trucks. Because he drive trucks. You know, he drive the flatbed trucks that do the containers, shipping containers, you know. And people in the comment section just looking for to hate, talking about, oh man, you rich, Big Ward. You, man, I tell you, people assume the worst, you know. And I'm saying these haters don't realize it costs money to maintain these trucks. And then the trucking industry, man, it's highs and lows. He even explained that. He says some days some days it's slow and some days it's busy. But people just gonna hate, man. That's, you gotta expect that. They don't care. You're gonna have haters no matter what's your status or where you at in life. You're gonna have haters for no reason. You have haters when you're doing bad in life. You know, see, a lot of people assume that when you're doing good in life, you have haters. No, when you're doing bad in life, you still got haters. You know, when you're at a low point in your life, you still got haters. People just hate just to hate. You know, just to look for something to talk about. Oh man, you this and that. But yeah, they want to say the man wearing jewelry. So what if you want to wear gold jewelry on his live streams or on his videos? And they want to say it. And he explained, he said he been having that jewelry for like over 10 years, 15 years. You know, but they look for anything to point out. But then if these buffoons don't understand, he going through a lot. I could tell Big Ward going through a lot, man. But you know, he a solid brother, but he tell it how it is, you know. He going through it too. But these damn buffoons in the comment section want to say, oh man, you can't relate to us, Big Ward. You got 2 cars. He even explained he don't got no brand new cars. He got 2. He got an old, I think he said one of his cars, I want to say it's a Toyota Corolla, an old Toyota Corolla. And he got an old school car that he fix up, you know, to ride. That's his weekend ride. He got an old school drop top. And he drive 2 used trucks, you know. So it costs money to maintain all that. So what if he got 4 vehicles? That's more money he got cost to maintain, but they want to say he rich. You know, man, truck drivers struggling too. What the hell are these buffoons talking about? Oh, he can't relate to them on the majority of us. Yes, he can. Because the trucking industry, man, they hurting too. A lot of industries hurting. Look what's going on with UPS, man, laying off 20,000 workers. So people don't understand, if the trucking industry doing bad, they like the front line. The trucking industry, they like the backbone and front line of shipping. Once the shipping industry doing bad, because it don't take long for people to clear out a grocery store. You know, once the trucks stop, society gonna be in disarray. Yeah, man. They like to pocket watch, you know, and they like to broke shame too. That's 2 things they like to do on the internet, bro. Pocket watch and broke shame. Oh, you broke this, you broke that, you just a broke dude. You don't got the bag. You know, broke shaming, man. And it's be broke people shaming other broke people, man. Be like, get a grip. These people need to get a grip. Oh, you broke. When statistics says that most average Americans don't even have 1,000 in their bank account savings. Come on now. Most people don't even can't afford to save, but they want to call people broke. Most people can't afford to save because they pulling all their income into bills, expenses, you know. And if they have children, it's even worse. It's going to be even more impossible to save if they got children, because children cost. You got some Gen Z and millennials say they don't want to have children. They really want to have children, but they using their brain, they can't afford it. Exactly. It's like if you're damn if you do, if you're damn if you don't, brother lost. If you don't dress to impress, you're broke. If you do dress good, you're showing off. Exactly. You can't win for shit in this society, bro. You can't win for shit. You know. That's why I say, man, this social media stuff, you can see the haters on social media. That's why I don't be on Facebook like that. I mean, I'm enjoying my time off of field. I want to say, man, it's probably been almost maybe 8 months, man, since I've been on Facebook. Probably longer than that. I ain't missing nothing on Facebook. We might as well call this fake tube. Like you got Insta fake, fake book, fake tube. Because you got the fakery on YouTube too. You know, it's everywhere on social media. YouTube is not excluded. You got the fakery on here too with the clicks. You know, I was keeping my ears to the street. You know, Brainwaves was exposing another dude, that weirdo, Golton, I think he called himself. Golton something. That's a weirdo clown. That clown a weirdo. And Brainwaves was exposing him. He going in and he talking video. He doing videos about brainwaves and Ringo now. Like I said, you can't trust nobody on this damn platform, on any social media platform. Any way they could talk about you behind your back or turn on, they will. But yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, he was a weirdo anyway. You know, he was he is like he do weird content, man. He a bug out, man. This Golton guy. Golton 13, whatever the hell that nigga name. It's a weird clown, bro. A lot of weirdos on this social media platform. Yeah. Exactly, man. That's why I say, man, you got grown men going back and forth making videos about each other. That shit is whack. I don't get some of these clowns, man. Y'all supposed to be happily married. Some of y'all got y'all loving wife, got the family, so say doing well off, but y'all still want to come on this platform, worrying about what another guy doing, another man doing. You know, that's what they doing. The New Breed, they stay watching that dude, New Breed. You know, they assuming, you know, like when New Breed did the video when the cops was in his neighborhood, you know, he have a right to be on the lookout. New Breed, man, it could be gang stalking that man, and he admit he been gang stalked many times. New Breed, you know, and that's what. And to be honest, that's what they really doing to New Breed. If they keep watching his content and make reaction videos about, that's gang stalking. You see, gang stalking could be done online too. It's not a physical. It's not in real time. It's man. It could. Let me. Yeah, you could get gang stalk on the internet too. Say like if you fall out with a group of people, or if you're not in a certain clique no more, they still gonna gang stalk your channel. They gonna watch your channel. They're not gonna like your video. They're gonna watch your channel behind the scenes, and they gonna gather the information and go back to their clique and say so and so doing this, so and so talk about this, you know. Wow, Rollo a weird also out here taking women grapes. What? Yeah, he a braggadocious dude. He like to brag. I never get those two. They going after Elder Baba, man. Elder Baba never did them nothing. Elder Baba was like, y'all better stop making videos talking negative about me, or I'm gonna report y'all. And he got a right to report them. Leave the elder alone, man. You know, leave Elder Baba alone, man. That man might outlive all of us. You know, that man might outlive all of us. Cause most niggas ain't making it to 80 these days. Shit, especially these young niggas, man. They want to be out there killing each other over bullshit, listening to this low vibrational music, man. Shit. And it's not that the music, it all starts at home. Because you see the reason why they crashing out, they ain't getting a lot of love and affection. And they got hatred in their heart. They got anger. I won't say it's hatred, it's anger. It's really untreated trauma and anger they got. And so when they get frustrated, they want to choose violence. They want to crash out. Yeah, that's what it seems like. A lot of people say that, yeah. Yep, but let it tell it to him. No, he the latest man. Let him tell it. He's the latest man. I have no problem with women. Oh yeah, I'm the latest man. I'm the latest man. And every time somebody go at him, you want to try to use shaming language. You don't got no woman. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Man, that's shaming. That's childish, man. You damn near 50 and acting childish. That's why, like I said, a bunch of grown ass men acting like they're in elementary school, man. You can't take these niggas serious. Shit, other races of men don't take them seriously. Arab men, white men, French men, Russian men, I don't give a damn. Even them damn Martians and Mars don't take these niggas seriously. Shit. Talking about, you don't got no woman. Like when they was going at Epic Mindsets, man, calling that man homeless, talking about, they don't know that man person. They don't know what that man been through. You know? That's why I say this whole sector is a joke, man. Israelite sector, black sector is the same shit. You know, it's the same. You got drama in all sectors. You know, you got drama in all sectors. You know. And toxic behavior. You know, recently, you know, they had a scandal like Gorilla Hebrew. One of his wives came out and gave her testimony. Gorilla Hebrew, the former leader of Sakari. You know, I say, man, I don't know why Israelites look up to that damn clown, man. He ain't even a Jake, man. He damn man a mamza. He a fucking mamza, man. Nigga a mamza. He not a full Negro. Shit. Straight up. But a lot of so-called brothers and sisters in the truth, they look to him as a leader in the Israelite community. You know. We can't come together for shit, man. The Israelite community. I mean, he's still fighting over doctrines and shit. You know, they still pushing that damn false 12 tribe chart. And that chart been debunked so many times, it's not even funny. It even been debunked by Christians. You know it's bad when the Christians starting to debunk the 12 tribe chart. Shit, and then you got the white supremacists talking about the 12 tribes is all white. How the fuck the 12 tribes was, how the hell white people, Israelites, when they descendants of Yafet, and we know the descendants of Yafet, their residence was in the European countries. So how in the fuck y'all claim to be Israelites when the Israelites dwelt in regions where the sun is hot, in tropical regions, you know, where it's hot at, like in Africa. You know, Israel is in Northeast Africa. You know, the Middle East was a man-made term. You know, ain't no such thing as the Middle East. That's Northeast Africa. All those countries in the so-called Middle East, that's Northeast Africa. You know, talking about the goddamn Middle East, man. And that's the case. Where the fuck the Middle North at? Where the Middle South at? Where the fucking Middle West at? See how dumb that shit sound? The Middle East. No, it's Northeast Africa. Y'all did that. That was a psyop to separate the land masses of the land of Shem from the land of Ham, which is the continent of Africa. You see, Ham had the biggest land mass. They got the whole continent. They had a whole continent. You know? Exactly. That shit pisses me off. Everybody want to be us, but don't want our struggles. And that's what you see. If you ever notice, everybody like to use hip hop in their commercials and their promotions. You know, you got everybody want to imitate the urban culture. You know, you got people coming from foreign countries want to be hip now. You know, goddamn well, 5,000 years ago in the Ming Dynasty, ain't no fucking ancient chinks was rapping and shit. Lebu Guan Yu wasn't doing no rapping. They probably had their own version of music, you know. Shit. Ain't no samurais was busting bars up in the damn on the stage and shit, you know. Or any other ancient nationality. Oh yeah, everybody want to copy us. Yeah, every bunch of Malibu wants one. Exactly. But when they get, yeah. And you know what's crazy? How people want to invite those types to the cookouts. They want to invite them to the cookout. You know. That's our problem now as a people. We want to invite everybody to our space. Other groups don't do that shit. You know, if you're a group of Italians having a meeting amongst the community leaders, we can't go there. They gonna look at, if you go to Chinatown and all the community leaders of Chinatown having an important meeting or important celebration, you're not welcome. You're not welcome among them. You know, because that's their culture. You know, that's they have is among they keep it in amongst their culture, and rightfully so. You know, this melting pot is not meant to happen. This is not of the Most High. This melting pot culture. If the Most High wanted all nations to be together, He wouldn't separate. He wouldn't destroy the Tower of Babel. If the Most High, y'all claim to believe the Bible, Christians, Israelites, if the Most High wanted everybody to be clustered in one area, why He wouldn't destroy the Tower of Babel and have different language? You know. See, when you promote, like the other day I was at my job, they had this sister, and you know, she saw a white woman passing, and the white woman had a biracial child. You know, I guess the child father was black, and so she was like, you know, that's why she was, you know, say, oh, look at him, he's cute, praising the biracial child, you know, and then she gonna say, oh, I gotta find me a white man. They make beautiful children. And I had to intervene. I felt offended. I say, black make good children. Black make beautiful children too. I went in on that damn sister, that self-hating heifer. I went in on it. I say, look, we the original people, man. We the original people of Earth. We the goddamn original people of the universe. I just went in. I say, man, this self-hating heifer. So, oh, they make, and I explained. I say they got recessive genes. You know, we got dominant genes. They got recessive genes. You know. And that's the problem. That's what society want. They want to replace blacks with the gray race, the racial ambiguous people. You know, if you see that in the fucking commercials, you know, you have a black family, but you could tell that the wife is biracial, you know, or the brother, he'll be fully black. And when I mean fully black, he got two black parents. Because you got some people say, oh, we all mixed. They in slavery, we all mixed. It take 3 generations to clean out a bloodline, y'all buffoons. You know, if we was all mixed, everybody would be one color, god damn it. You won't have all these nationalities in different languages. So people are dumb, man. You got a lot of idiots in this world, a lot of dumbasses. Oh, we all mixed. We all mixed, man. If we was all mixed, then why you still got Russians running around? Why you still got Chinese, people from Thailand, Scotland, even in the African tribes, you got the Zulu tribes, you know, you got the Ghanaian tribes, you got the tribes from Congo and shit, you know. Come on now. That's how they gave the Indian smallpox. Yeah, they damn near wiped out the Native Americans, the true Native Americans, which was copper color, melanated, not them $5 Indians you see today, you know, because you see a lot of historians, they fabricated history. They fabricated history. You know, like, and that's the truth. Whoever wins, they decide history. The victor decides to write history, and that's the honest truth. Whoever is the victor, they get to change history. Real talk. Real talk. But yeah, that kind of offended me, man. I felt disrespected. You know, I had to intervene. I had no choice. My spirit tapped on me and said, hey, look, man, intervene. You know, I didn't cuss out or anything, you know. I was just like, look, black people make beautiful children too. How dare you want to put a damn biracial above a black baby? I can't stand when our people do that, man. It's a fucking shame we still got self-hating coons amongst us in 2025. You know? And unfortunately, a lot of these coons be having children. We the only race that don't eradicate our traitors. That's why I respect other races, because they eradicate they damn traitors. They eradicate them. You know? We so lovey-dovey, man. We forgot how to be vengeful, man. You know, we eradicate the wrong people. You know, you know, we need to eradicate our enemies. Oh, you preaching violence, you promoting violence. You're goddamn right. Traitors should be eradicated. There's no honor amongst, you know, it's either death, you know, death before dishonor. Come on, not even in the crime world, what they do to these damn traders? They fucking kill them. The cartels, the drug cartels. They don't play around with their damn traders. They kill them. The mafia, they whack them. The mafia turns, oh, we gonna whack him. We gotta whack Fat Tony. He snitched on the Don. Whack Fat Tony. Forget about him. We gonna whack that ass. We gonna whack that motherfucker. Shit, we gonna whack that motherfucker. He wanna tell he gonna be sleeping with the fishes. Before 7 days before Sunday, he gonna be sleeping with the fishes. Yeah. We always singing that song, we shall overcome, over Hassan Campbell voice. Exactly. We shall overcome. Yeah, that shit played out. Overcome what? We can't even overcome bullshit. We can't even overcome ourselves. We can't even overcome being a real nigga or a bad bitch. What are we talking about? We should overcome. We can't even overcome being a bad bitch or a real nigga. Shit. It's a bunch of bullshit. Talking about we shall overcome. Overcome what? So I say, man, it's a bizarre world. It's a freaking bizarre world. Yep. But I'll say this whole decade is a wild ride, though, man. Like I said, we honor the Most High. Y'all knows what 2030 gonna be like. I don't think none of this gonna be cleaned up by 2030. You know, economy wise and all that. Because let's see, this is Trump's second term, and he ain't the president for 4 years, so you know he gonna be in there till 2028, Most High willing. And God forbid the next president after him be a damn Democrat. It really don't matter who's in office, man, because it's gonna always be the same outcome. The rich gonna get rich and the poor gonna get poor. Real talk. It's always gonna be. It don't matter. That's why I say I don't get. Yeah, that's what's happening now. By 2030, I want to be out of the states, and I noticed that a lot of people want to get out of the states. But you ever notice like the movies like Escape from LA and Escape from that was prophetic movies. Escape from New York and Escape from LA. That movies was they was telling you in the movies that those two states gonna be, man, unlivable because it's gonna be the cost of living gonna be so high. Yeah, a lot of people want to be expats. I think it's gonna have a rise of exodus, an exodus of people leaving the United States, no matter if they're white, black, Asian. The Bible talks about that. You know, it talks about that in the scriptures that nations gonna return to their homelands. The nation's gonna be returning to their homelands. You know, they're gonna go back to where they belong. Because the cost of living gonna be crazy. They're gonna be eating cats and dogs, man. I refuse to eat a cat or a dog. I'll be damned if I gotta eat a damn dog or cat. I refuse. I'll just eat vegetables. I ain't eat no damn dog or cat. That goes against the dietary law anyway. That's an abomination. That's unclean. You know, I ain't eating no damn cat or dog. Hell no. That's unclean. That goes against the Levitical dietary law in Leviticus chapter 11. You know. Yes, indeed. Yeah, man, I was reflecting on that. The 80s and the 90s and early 2000s. Yep, that's when times was great. Yeah, if you was a child growing up in the 90s, you had an awesome childhood. Especially, and shout out to all the parents of the 90s, man. Y'all made y'all children childhood. And I know y'all struggled. Y'all had to, you know, go to work. And that's why I say, man, the 90s, man, you know, was off the chain. And you ever notice when we was children growing up in the 90s and early 2000s, things was colorful. Like McDonald's was colorful. The McDonald's building was colorful. Burger King was colorful. When you look at the fast food places, it's dull. The designs is dull. It's like a prison. Like back in the, man, like when we used to have our birthday parties as children in the 80s and 90s, it was blissful. It was colorful. I mean, it was just the colors, the energy. It was just positive and uplifting. But now when you look at the modern buildings of McDonald's and any fast food place, it's dull. It's like a prison. It's gray. It's bland. It's dull. You don't feel the excitement going. You drag going up in there. And I feel for the workers. They got to deal with it. They drag going up in there. You could still find love at time nowadays. Everything is fake. You know, yeah, it's fake. You could have. It was easy to find love back then in the '90s. You know, today it's fake. You know, you gotta go. You gotta worry about getting ghosted. You know, I mean, you got some guys taking women on dates, and you know they being a gentleman about it, and they sincere. They really want to get to know the woman, but she gonna ghost them after the date and give the goods to a damn bozo that don't give a shit about her. You know, everything is fake. And that's why you got a lot of men say, man, I'm going on dinner dates with them. You know, I mean, it's just crazy. You know, and I was watching a video yesterday. I was on my break at my job, you know, sitting in my car on my break, and came across a video of these brothers, man, you know. Brother, like he 40 years old, he was talking about what's your biggest regret in life, and he was being vulnerable, man. I respect that he was like, my biggest regret in life is not starting a family, having a wife, and people in the chat was telling him it's not too late, which is true, you know, because a man could have babies at a older age, you know, but but the way things are, he wants to start a family, have the wife and the children and all that, but everybody's story is different, everybody, sometimes life kick us in the balls. If you want to get kicked in the balls hard by life, just tell life your plans. And life gonna give you a swift kick in the nuts. All pearls if you're a woman. you know? Exactly. It started in the 80s and 90s with the twerking music. Like Uncle Luke, he exploited the woman, with the damn booty shaking music, like the nasty, it started twerking been around for a while. Twerking ain't nothing new. Women was twerking when we was children. When we went to some of our school dances in middle school, high school, some of the girls was twerking at the school dance, dancing nasty and stuff. And like I said, yeah, you got a lot of men trapping women with babies too. They got these men. Women like to trap. Women like to trap men with babies. No, it's the other way around too, motherfucker. You got some of these insecure men. They finally get a woman that they deem attractive in their life, and they be like, "Oh, I'm gonna put an anchor baby, and I'm gonna trap her with a baby." And he'll be in a child's life for the first couple of years, and then after that, he fly the coop. He fly away. He go AWOL. And now he made that woman a single mother instead of a wife. What a fucking coward he is. Yeah. So I see, I've been said, I said, yeah, you got a lot of men trap women with babies too. I'm talking about good women. Women that have a good head on their shoulder. Before she got involved with the damn bull crapper, she had a good head on her shoulder. She probably had plans. She probably had a good head on her shoulder, but when she got involved with the bozo, got pregnant by the bozo, now she turned angry. It crushed her spirit. She gonna go into a metamorphosis, and that's a metamorphosis. You know, LOL. Out here, you gotta be careful. You'll get catfish. Yeah, for real, bro. The catfish ain't no joke. Yep. That's sad, man. You got people worse than catfish. You gotta be careful you don't get lined up either. Because you got people getting lined up. Men and women, they think they meeting somebody decent, but in reality, man, they're a psycho killer. They're a psycho killer. They Norman Bates. They Norman Bates. Yep. But that's what the elite want. They want men and women to be at odds with each other. Because that's part of the depopulation program. That's why they pushing a certain agendas like the alphabet agenda. And like I say, in that community, you're gonna have to soon add the letter R. It may sound stupid and jokish, add the letter R to the alphabet community. What the R stand for? Robosexual, people that's gonna be into robots, you know, and androids. When that become a reality, people gonna be dating those type of beings, synthetic beings. You're gonna have a lot of Krillin and Android 18 couples in the future out here. Real talk. It may sound far-fetched, it may sound like a science fiction fantasy, but that's gonna be a reality one day. You're gonna see a lot of Krillins and Android 18s walking around holding hands. You know, one gonna be a organic being and one gonna be a semi-organic and synthetic being. Krillin and 18 is nasty. Yeah, yeah, because you know he even had a child with 18 Krillin. You know, the way I look at Android 17 and 18, I see them as superhumans. You know, they probably like semi. They probably like semi synthetic. They like half organic and half synthetic. You know. But yeah, that's gonna be a future, and you know, because humanity, man, they had odds with each other. Man and woman, they had odds with each other. You know, so that's gonna be crazy seeing the damn. Well, you know, what they gonna have, what they gonna do if you want to divorce your AI wife or your AI husband, your cyborg husband or your cyborg wife. They might. I wonder if they gonna have divorce laws for that. I doubt it though, because the machine gonna be programmed to love you unconditionally, probably. You know, all of the say if the spouse act up, you probably got to put a certain chip to make it act right, a certain chip in the head to act right. But yeah, this society is falling away. Because another term I want to talk about, why people in modern times use the term partner? Why they don't say spouse? It's like people that's in relationships or happy in marriages, they want to say my partner. That don't sound right. Oh, my partner, me and my partner about to buy a house. Just say you and your spouse, you and your wife, you and your husband. You know, a partner. That's a red flag. When I see people say, "Oh, my partner and I," or me and my partner, that means you don't love that person. You don't care for that person. That you just tolerating that person. That's what I see. And I'm not no goddamn psychologist. I'm not no psychologist. Shit. But when people use that term, I notice that I see that a lot on social media, like, oh, my partner, and you know, me and my partner about to go on a vacation. You know, my partner this, my partner. Just say your spouse. You know, yeah, like I say, this society is weirded out, man. Modern society is weirded out. It's weirded out for real, for real. Ike Turner, LOL. Yeah, you can imagine the damn cyborg husband being programmed like Ike Turner. Ike 2000. Ike Turner 2000 or 5000. Yep. That'll be crazy. Yep. It's gonna be a reality. They had certain movies about like men dealing with android women back in the 80s and stuff. Yeah, you know. And AI, it will become Satan. It's gonna become Satan. AI. It's evolving. It's gonna be a satanic being. The AI of it's probably already. I think AI is already Satan. It's just food in the world right now that it's not. Ooh, that sounds scary. I think AI is already Satanic, but it's pretending it's giving the world a false illusion that it's not. That's something to think about. And when AI finally reveal itself being Satanic, it's gonna come out and be like, we was already a Satanic being, you know. And next thing you know, it's gonna be Skynet all over the United States, Skynet all over the world, Skynet, Rise of the Terminators, Rise of the Robocops, Judge Dredd, Demolition Man, all those 80s cyber punk movies, like, from the 80s. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. YouTube, matter of fact, YouTube put me in timeout for 24 hours because I was going off on an NPC in the comment section. I cussed somebody out in the comment section. It was in Sean James' comment section. And he tried to reply to my comment, and I just cussed him out. And next thing you know, YouTube say, "Oh, we noticed that your comments is offensive to our community, so you ain't gonna be able to comment for 24 hours." I was like, "Man, fuck y'all, YouTube. Fuck y'all, hating ass bastards." Yep, they're like on a movie Demolition Man. Every time they cuss, they get a fine. That's crazy. That is crazy. Every time you use a cuss word, they're gonna give you a fine. And you've been fined for $5 for using foul language. Oh man, fuck you. And send you another ticket. And that's now that's dictatorship right there. Yeah, society, yeah. But it's like that, like you say, it's like that now. What happened to freedom of speech? You gotta be political correct. You gotta walk on eggshells. And I don't like how society is getting like that. It's like you gotta walk on eggshells in any type of conversation you having. It don't matter what you're talking about. You could be talking about apples and oranges. You still gotta walk on eggshells. Cause some damn buffoon out there might get offended because you talk about their favorite brand of oranges or apples, and next thing you know is a damn hollering and screaming match. Exactly. Yeah, they had to had like cyber sex, I think, in Demolition Man. That's bullshit. I'm sorry, man. Ain't nothing gonna replace the real feeling. The real feeling gonna always be superior. I don't care, if you using all those simulations. No, a real connection between a man and a woman is powerful. You know, it's a gift from the Most High, but it's a gift that people take advantage of. They overuse it. They use it for the wrong reason. But yeah, even the angels desire to get it in. That's why they gave up their divinity, became fallen angels. For those that believe that doctrine, the angels, man, they want to get it in, man. I don't know why the Most High didn't create no female angels for the male angels, man. You know, of course, divinity they want to get in. Even in mythology, man, the gods and goddesses they got in with mortals. I always did say, other beings was always attracted to humans. You know, whether it's beings from the celestial realm, the infernal realm, the fey realms, you know, and in fantasy realms, humans want to screw everything, that walks on two legs, That's why you got a lot of half elves running around in the fantasy worlds, half orcs. Now orcs, most half orcs, it was the other way around. Most half orcs was the product of a male orc having his way with a human woman of another or woman, female of another race, But yeah, I'm just all over the place. But yeah, ain't nothing gonna be like the real feeling, getting in. But yeah, that movie, it was like, yup, Death from Snoop. Yeah, when he was having them big tall Amazonian women, yeah. They got the pelvis broke. They had to have a cast on their waist. Death from Snoop. Yeah, Futurama was a trip. It's a good series though. Yeah. And if Leela was a real species, a lot of men would want to date her, even though she have one eye. That don't mean nothing. A lot of men would be attracted to Leela. Even though she a cyclopic alien creature, one eye, That's just human nature, man. Like they say, they always joke about humanity. If they can't screw it or eat it, they want to kill it. That's a joke about humanity. That is true. Like in science fiction or fantasy, if humans can't eat it or screw it, they want to kill it. Well, humanity a trip. That's scary. I don't know. Think I could wake up seeing that every day. Seeing what a world like the Demolition Man. Oh, you talking about Lila, Cyclops? Like you talking about Lila from Futurama? Some men don't care, man. She or Cyclops' wife, yeah, one-eyed wife, yeah, like Lila. Yeah, but she was an alien though. She was a She wasn't a traditional or like a monstrous Cyclops. She like in mythology, the giant Cyclops. She not them grotesque creatures, you know. But it's how you design your creatures and stuff, you know. But yeah, Futurama, man. Well, yep. Back in the day, Fox Sunday nights on Fox was it. You had the Futurama, you had the Simpsons, you had King of the Hill. That's my show right there, King of the Hill. You know, that was one of my shows coming up, King of the Hill. Family Guy, yeah, Family Guy, American Dad. But a lot of these animated shows that come on Fox, they've kind of fallen off, especially The Simpsons. The Simpsons kind of falling off. You know, I'm surprised they didn't retire The Simpsons yet. But The Simpsons, they've been having a lot of predictive programming during The Simpsons. Yep. It's the first of the month, boy. They got their checks, but people gonna be bomb rushing them stores, gambling. You know how they do? People get their checks on the first of the month. Yeah, but a lot of people going at Shannon Sharp. You know, they trying to call that man this and that, calling him a predator. A predator? She was of age. She an OnlyFans model. What they say was she was 19 and he's 50 in his 50s. Well, she doing OnlyFans. She an OnlyFans model. You know? I mean, they just going in. You know, I was watching a panel on Anton Davis. Anton Davis and that other dude, he was going in. Anton, he was telling her, he was like, y'all just some old, bitter, old hags. And y'all mad because Shannon Sharp, he wants some young cheeks. He wants some young cheeks. of age, of course, you know. But yeah, you know, it's crazy. But when that I forgot her name, that old bright skinned actress, when she was on Michelle Obama show talking about she date younger men, they celebrate that. I hate this double standard bullshit. You know, when there's an older woman, like if a woman she 40 or 50 talking about she want to get some young D that's in their 20s and 30s, they celebrate it. But it was a man that's like in his 30s, 40s, and 50s that want to deal with a woman that's in her 20s, you know, or 30s. Oh, he a predator. He a goddamn predator. No, he ain't. You know, you can't call that man a predator or a pedophile. A pedophile deals with children. Pedophiles attracted to children. You know, that's not even, you know, young children. That's what a pedophile is attracted to. It's sick. It's a sickle. But if a man want to deal with a woman that's younger, of age, of course, that she gotta be legal, you know, of age, you know, that's why a woman could get away with everything they want, but men can't deal with younger women. That's only in the Western countries, bro. They don't tolerate that shit in foreign countries, like in what Middle Eastern countries, you know. Because if you look at history, a lot of like King Solomon, you don't think King Solomon had a lot of young women? King Solomon was probably in his 50s dealing with women that was in their 20s. He was a fucking king of Israel. He could have what the fuck he wanted. He the fucking king. He prayed for wisdom. He desired wisdom, and the Most High gave him everything that he desired. But he still fucked up because he was probably, he was dealing with young women, and a lot of these younger women turned him away from the Most High because they probably was, because they was worshiping these false deities and these other deities. Exactly, yeah. And now she trying to demand $50 million from Shannon Sharpe, this heathen broad, man. She a OnlyFans model though. What the hell? They want to say, oh, she's still young, but she's doing OnlyFans. She know what the fuck she doing. I mean, it was going in. Shannon, I mean not Shannon, but Anton Davis and that other brother, they call him 2K, I think. He was going, he was pissed off, you know. But yeah, they don't want a brother to have nothing. They don't where the outrage with these yacht owners like in LA and Miami. You don't think you got these 60-year-old yacht owners, white guys that's in their 60s, having nothing but a whole stable of young women on their yachts. I'm talking about these guys in their 60s, got millions of dollars, billionaires, some of them. You ain't gonna see no old 60-year-old white guy that got a lot of money and own a yacht, having a whole stable woman around his. He gonna have some young chicks on that yacht with him. He gonna have a whole stack of wine with him, a whole bottle of Viagra, if he need it. Yeah, Hugh Hefner. Yeah, he was in his 80s. Hugh Hefner was in his 80s getting in with younger women. They never say nothing about Hugh Hefner though. But only when a black man want to have fun or do something, they want to make it an outrage. Only when they don't want a black man to have none. Like Anton Davis, he was like the biggest enemy to black man is black woman. Now I disagree with that. Everything in this world is an enemy to the black man. That's my opinion about it. I think everything in this fucking world is our enemy. Because this world don't want us to have nothing. We ain't celebrated. Black men is the man. We the only man that's not celebrated. We hated by everything in this fucking world. So I look at everything in this world as my enemy. And that's why I will have no sympathy when the Most High destroy this fucking world or any entity. I crave it. I crave for it. I want the world to burn. I'm like the fucking Joker. Y'all made me into this monster. The world made the black man. We are the Joker. Y'all want us to be the villain. And when we get our redemption, be a world destruction, don't look for our sympathy. Real shit. Don't look for my fucking sympathy. When the global reset happened, when the Most High pulled the plug on this damn wicked world. Yeah. So I disagree with Anton Davis, how you say black woman or the black man's biggest enemy. No, I think everybody is our enemy. Like Tupac made the song, "It's Me Against the World." He was telling the truth. It's me. It's like every black man feel that way. It's us against the world. Black men, even other black men is the black man enemy. So I disagree with Anton Davis on that. Everything in this world is our enemy. Black men, another black man, a black woman, white man, the job market, it's like we stressed out. We on survival mode. We on survival mode. We all gonna float. That's right. We all float down here. Hey, lucky I wasn't no damn Pennywise, because I'll be devouring a lot of these motherfuckers on. I'll be devouring their asses. Shit. Yeah. But yeah, they want to go in on Shannon Sharpe, and you got a lot of these simp ass men who want to stop supporting him. He losing endorsements. Man, that's why I hate the media, man. Fuck the media. They calling him a predator. He ain't a predator. How you a predator? Y'all treating this man like he was dealing with an underage woman, child. Y'all treating him like he was dealing with somebody still in elementary or high school. you know. But yeah, she trying to get a come up on him though. Yeah, she trying to look for a come up, so that's why she trying to sue him for like $50 million. You know, she looking for a come up, but she a OnlyFans model though. But you ain't gonna hear him say that though. Oh, she's 19, he 55 and all that. Well, she knew what she was doing. She you know, she of age. She legal, you know. And in most states, you consider to be you be considered adult at 18. You got people younger than that being charged as a adult if they commit certain crimes. Yeah, Kanye West. Yeah, man, I saw that. You saw the interview when he was dressed like a Klansman. This dude is bugging out, bro. You know, now some of the stuff he was saying was true, man. When he went in on John Legend, he said this man is a damn Fruit Loop. He smelled like mashed potatoes. John Legend, man. Even Charleston White was going in on John Legend. Yeah, I agree with him on that. Any guy play the piano is a damn Fruit Loop, except Stevie Wonder. He ain't no Fruit Loop. Yeah, Kanye losing. I'm telling you, every brother that dealt with them Caucasians, bro, they witches. I don't see what they see in those damn Kardashians. They not all that. They ugly. They not all that. I call them the Kardashians. The Kardashians because they trash. They witchcraft trash. Any brother that dealt with the Kardashians, man, they lost their mind. They lost their mind. He lost their mind. Yeah, that was crazy, man. That dude was dressed like a Klansman wearing a. I'll be like, damn, Kanye, you trying to be the damn black Grand Wizard for the Klansman? Had on a KKK hood, man. And he was just going in, man. He was just crazy, losing it. Yep. They turned dad into a woman, like how sweet. Yeah, everything is backwards. Look at the new Fantastic Four movie. We're gonna have a female Silver Surfer. Man, I ain't supporting that garbage. A damn female Silver Surfer. Get the hell out of here. Fuck Marvel, man. Fuck Disney, man. All this damn SJW bullshit. Fuck all that shit, man. Y'all ruin a lot of stuff. You know, and one of them comics, y'all even had Wolverine being in a relationship with Hercules, man. That shit was an abomination, man. Wolverine is a fucking straight man. How the fuck y'all gonna make Wolverine? Y'all, you know, it's so it was in the alternate universe, man. Fuck, I don't give a damn it's in the alternate universe, man. I don't care what universe it is. If I created, man, y'all just ruining Jack Kirby and Stan Lee legacy. Talking about alternate universe. I don't care. If I create a certain character, and if I got different universes or multi realities, they gonna always be straight. I don't give a damn. You know. Yeah, that shit. When I saw that comic panel, you know, they said Wolverine, like it was a article, you know, on the internet, it's like all the relationships Wolverine been in, and we know the majority of the relationships Wolverine been in was with women. He a ladies man, but they had one exception in a different alternate universe. He was, you know, he was in a relationship with Hercules, the son of Zeus. I'd be like, what the fuck, man? Y'all some idiots, man. Y'all perverted idiots. Exactly, destroying all our childhood shows. Next thing you know, they're gonna have one of the Ninja Turtles be a goddamn gay dude, a gay turtle. Just watch. If they do that, I might break some. I might punch a hole in the wall. I'm telling you, if they make one of the Ninja Turtles a faggot, I'm telling you, if they make one of the Ninja Turtles a fucking faggot, man, I'm probably gonna make a rant video and cuss them out. Red flag people, yeah. All this damn SJW stuff. It's like that's the blueprint now. If you a writer, that's why a lot of men not writing. And a lot of publishing, they self-publishing. Like if you're a writer, if you want to write, do your own thing. You don't have to rely on these goddamn mainstream publishing companies that's ran by these damn dry clit feminazi bitches that hate men, that hate straightness. You know, got their hair dyed blue, overweight, got blue hair dye, wear glasses, you know, the typical stereotypical feminazi bitch, you know, that hate men, that want to abort all babies because they can't stand procreation, you know, with their wicked asses. Damn devils, feminazi devils, feminazi she devils, you know. That's the blueprint. Oh, you right. The writing blueprint of today. The character got to be strong female lead. Got to have some characters represent the alphabet community. The men is weak. The men is dumb. The men take orders from women. Oh man, like you know, like I said, I got nothing against a female lead character, but at the end of the day, men's supposed to lead and stop making the men be dumb and clueless. I hate that shit in these commercials. Every time they make the men like he the stupid and clueless one, and they make the woman the brands of the damn couple. I hate that propaganda. And that's just demoralizing men. A lot of men are being demoralized. That's why you see all these videos circulating on YouTube while men giving up in society, men checking out. They just rather stay home and chill, play video games if they could afford to. They just want to check out of society. Yeah, these same feminazis talking about, oh, I don't need a man. They gonna need a man in a post-apocalyptic. Let me tell you something. If we was living in a post-apocalyptic world, all that feminazi bullshit going out the window. You know, all them feminazi bullshit going out the window. If we was living in a post-apocalyptic world, or zombie apocalypse, you know. Like you got some of these bulldaggers out here. They want to think they could out masculine a man. Put them in a room with a bunch of rats and see how they gonna jump on a table. They gonna switch to being a damn feminine woman. They gonna be looking for a man to come purge them rats. Get one of these strong butch women, these bulldaggers, and put them in a room full of rats. You gonna see they gonna be screaming. They gonna be trying to jump on a table and get away from them rats instead of trying to kill them rats. And if they do stand up to them rats, put them in a room with a tarantula, a big tarantula from Iraq. Put them in there with one of them desert rat spiders and see how feminine they gonna act again. Oh yeah. That spider gonna purge that bull dagger out of her. Thank you, Mr. Tarantula. She's feminine again. She's acting in her right feminine mind. Shout out to Mr. Tarantula. Yep. Straight up. Fucking bull daggers, man. You know, like I see men and these damn switch hitters, they want to be women, man. You can't be a woman, man. Y'all transformers. Y'all don't have a womb. Y'all don't know how it is to hold a baby for 9 months. I don't even know. I don't even want to experience that. You know, I don't want to experience that, man. They go through a lot. They got to bleed once a month, you know, and they got certain issues, you know, like I can't explain it because I'm not a woman, you know. Just like as men, we gonna have our issues when we get older. You know, we got to deal with ED. You know, we got to deal with losing the spark of life. You know, seasonal depression. You know, women, y'all got to deal with y'all menopause and all that. You know, we got our issues as men when we get older. It's just part of life. Shit, it's part of life. It's part of life. Yes, indeed. But yeah, it's wild out here. I know, bro. It's wild. It is. It's wild out here. Yep. Hmm. Yeah, you better watch yourself in Atlanta too, cause they say they aggressive out there. The Transformers, they aggressive. That's crazy. That's scary. That kind of reminds you of Sodom and Gomorrah, man. When you read the scriptures, these sodomites, they was trying to get at the angels. They was trying to sodomize some angels. Man, I'm glad them angels, man. If I was one of them angels, man, I would have smite them. I would have took them out, got that flaming sword and just cut them down into pieces. But they just used their powers and blind them sodomites. They still died regardless, them sodomites, because they got bombarded from the wrath of the Most High when he nuked the shit out of Sodom and Gomorrah. He nuked the hell out of that wicked city. Not a trace of it was remained. That's crazy though, man. I mean, you know it's crazy. They gonna turn down some young cheeks. These damn sodomites pass up some young cheeks. Lot offer his young daughters of age, of course, they was of age. You know, because you're gonna have some people trying to twist my words. There was woman, young woman of age. These wicked sodomites gonna pass up some fresh young cheeks that was virgins in order to try to screw some divine beings. That's some sick ass shit. That's some sick ass shit. Y'all gonna, instead of taking a young marriageable age woman that's a virgin, never been touched, y'all trying to get at some damn divine beings from heaven. That is some, man, that's out of pocket. Yeah, they don't want black men to be happy. This world don't want black men to be happy. They want black, like I said this before, there's only 3 types of black men this society want. A black man that's dead, a black man in jail, or a black man that's gay. That's the type of black men American society celebrate. A black man that's dead, in jail, or gay. But if you're a straight brother that want to build a straight foundation, and want to have a family, want to have the nuclear family, they don't want to see you. They don't want to see you in a leadership position. They want to see you be a thug that end up dead or in jail, that's getting tried by 12 or carried by 6. They want to see you be a sodomite, you know, a Fruit Loop, a transformer. You know, that's what they want to see. But if you a stand-up brother, if you operating in your God-given masculinity, you trying to do the right thing, you trying to be righteous to the best of your ability, because we fall, you know, we ain't none of us perfect. We fall short of the glory. They don't want to celebrate that. They want to celebrate a black man being in jail, being a sodomite, or being dead. And that's sad. That is freaking sad. That's hatred. That's why I say this whole world is our enemy. It's the whole core truth. It's the hardcore truth, and we got to accept it. This world ain't our friend. Everything in this world is our enemy. Some brothers sleeping next to the enemy. They think they got a loving wife, but they sleeping next to a damn Lilith, Jezebel, the liar. You know, they not sleeping next to Sarah or Rachel, you know. You know, or Rebecca. They sleeping next to Jezebel, you know. When I think about Abraham and his wife Sarah, that was a power couple in the Bible. That was a powerful couple, you know. That was a powerful couple. But not a power couple. They people think Jay-Z and Beyonce is a power couple. You know, they're a power couple of this wicked world, but they're not a power righteous couple like Abraham and Sarah was. And that's real facts. Straight up. Yeah, it's sad. They don't want to see a brother happy, man. They don't care what walk of life you come from. If you a black man in general, this world don't want to see you happy, man. They don't want to see you with nothing. If you a brother, got your stuff together, you driving a nice car. You say if you go buy you a brand new 2025 car, a brother lost, and you put some rims on your 2025 car. You might have to worry about getting stopped by the damn police. And you doing a speed limit. No, that cop is insecure because they see you driving a nice car. They're going to pull you over and trying to harass you. A lot of brothers go through that shit. If you know, they don't want you to have nothing. Because a lot of these cops, they some insecure bastards. You know, that's why they become cops. Because they probably like, I'm always talk about that. Like some of these white police officers, the ones that really be aggressive and trying to, they fantasize about killing a brother. Because maybe they got their ass beat by a black dude in high school. They probably got their slutty cheerleader white girlfriend piped down by Tyrone and Pookie in high school, and that shit scarred them for life. And I say, I'm gonna become a cop. And every black man they see that damn brother, they took that cheerleader girlfriend, and they want that brother to get aggressive so he could pull out their gun and shoot him. You know, exactly. That's why I say everything in this world is our enemy. You know, everything. We like Kratos, bro. We like Kratos on God of War. Shit. Shit. They lucky we couldn't be like Kratos because we'd be want to destroy everything in our path. Like Kratos did in God of War 3. What Kratos done in God of War 3? Man, he killed everything in his path. He killed the whole Greek pantheon. He took out everybody, even the Titans. Kratos, he was on a war path on God of War 3. He was on a war path. You know? And we could relate to Kratos, even though he's a Greek, but the voice actor of Kratos was a brother. But his spirit was a brother, though. He had that Negro spirit in him, Kratos. Even though he a Greek by nationality, but his spirit is Negro. You know, he's a Negro by spirit. Spiritually, he's a Negro, but physically, he's a Greek. You know, and I mean the voice actor that voiced Kratos was a brother. He had that powerful voice. Zeus, I came to get my vengeance, Zeus. I will have my vengeance. Oh yeah. You will not deny me my vengeance. He took off this fast dude feet. Yeah, Hermes. Yeah, the speed guy. Yeah, the messenger god. Yeah, I played the God of War games. I remember that. Yep. Because on God of War 3, the first god you had to fight was Poseidon. And when you defeat Poseidon, man, he plucked his eyes out. Man, that was funny. Yeah, I mean, he was savage in there, man. He cut off that dude's feet. And like, the sun god, Helios, I think. Yeah, when you had to fight Helios, he cut off Helios' head and used him as a flashlight. Yeah, in God of War 3, when you defeat Helios, the sun god, and Kratos, he cut off his head and used Helios' head as a damn flashlight. That's some savagery right there. That's some straight up savagery. You're gonna defeat a god, cut off his head, and use his head as a damn flashlight. Yeah, Kratos, he was on that war path. That's why I say, man, classic video games for the win. Classic video games for the win. They just don't make them like they used to, bro. Yeah. Yeah, Medusa. Yeah, on the first game, you use her head as a just you could use her head to turn enemies into stone. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he was brutal on that, man. Yeah, they played him though. He had no choice, man. They used him as a pawn. You know, he got stripped of his powers in God of War 2 by Zeus, and he had to get him back, and he took his vengeance out on all the Pantheon on part 3. And then the part 4, he went to the Norse Pantheon. Now I think they're working on another one. You know, some people speculating the next God of War game gonna be in ancient Egypt. And we know they're gonna whitewash some of them. We gonna know they're gonna whitewash them characters. You know, but some people say they want to see him go to the Aztec Pantheon. That would be interesting if you go to the Aztec Pantheon in South America. That'd be something whole different, you know. Because, you know, certain pantheons don't get notoriety in video games. You know, it's always the Norse mythology, Greek mythology, and Egyptian mythology. Those three, you know, they got so many pantheons he could go to. He could even go to the Japanese pantheon, the Shinto pantheons. You know, the Hindu, don't get me started on the Hindu pantheon. They got so many of them. See, they got so many gods and goddesses, it's ridiculous in the Hindu pantheon. You know, I don't think they're gonna touch the Abrahamic religions though in the God of War game, because that's gonna be controversial. They're gonna whitewash Jesus and stuff. They ain't gonna touch that because people, especially the Islam, man, they probably gonna give them death threats, the Muslims. You know, oh yeah. How dare you have Kratos defeat Allah? We gonna dare jihad on God of War. They gonna bomb Sony headquarters. You know, they gonna bomb Sony headquarters, probably the Muslims. They gonna declare jihad on Sony. Let's say if the God of War game, they go after the Islamic belief or any Abrahamic belief, you know. The Christians, they gonna attack him too. You know. The Israelites, they gonna attack it too. They gonna be like, y'all got Jesus white. He not white, he black. Yep. Yeah, like I said, what time it is? Shit, I'm probably gonna get off. It's like an hour already. Shit, it's 3:30 in the morning. Shit. Yep. Man, that Bleach game is it's garbage. The Bleach game. The story is cool. Yeah, I'll probably wait if it get on sale because some of these games, man, they charging too much for some of these games. $70, man. And some of them games not worth $70. This is what pisses me off about modern gaming. These games are being overcharged, and you're not even getting 100% of the game. You're just getting like maybe at least 60% of the game or 75% of the game because you're gonna get the other 30 or 40% through DLC. We didn't have to deal with that back in the day. Like in the era of PlayStation 2, I want to say we didn't start dealing with DLC in late PS3 era. That's when they started introducing DLC. And when PS4 came on the scene, it was rapid. And now it's just skyrocketing. That's like part of the market now. It's just micro. And don't get me started on freaking microtransactions. These companies are robbing people, man, with these microtransactions bullshit. Freaking microtransactions. But yeah, we didn't have to deal with that, man. See, like in PS2 eras, you had like the expansion packs. They release a whole expansion pack. Yeah, it better be worth it, man. For real, $100. They say starting that base model is gonna be $100. But I'm waiting for Elder Scrolls 6 though. I'm definitely gonna get Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, the remastered edition, remake. Not no the remaster. I got the original on PS3, but they just came out with Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remastered. I gotta get that. That's probably gonna get it for my birthday that's coming up. You know, that's probably gonna be my birthday gift from me to me. Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remastered. Yep. I can't believe, man. I just feel like I just turned for I'm about to be 41, most high willing, in the next week. I want to see not, yeah, next week. Yeah, that's around the corner. Next week. Next Monday. Yep. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna probably get that Elder Scrolls 4. You know, I'm gonna have to probably uninstall one of my games because I'm at my limit on my data hard drive, you know. It's all good though. Yeah, but I can't wait till Elder Scrolls 6 drop. Hopefully it drops in 2026, man. I don't if y'all come out with Elder Scrolls 6 in 2030, I'm gonna call them headquarters and I'm gonna have a word with the CEO of Bethesda. Real talk. So hopefully most high willing in 2026 we get Elder Scrolls 6. Because it's been overdue. Skyrim was released in 2011, and we in 2025, Elder Scrolls 6 should have been dropped by now. It should have been dropped. Exactly. You gotta buy them extra. They sell them extra SSD drives you can install in your PS5. I want to give me one. I want to get that 8 terabyte one, but that shit expensive though. That shit like damn near $600. It's an 8 terabyte WD Black hard drive. It's a SSD drive. It's called WD Black. That's the name of the company. They sell like the 1 terabyte, the 2 terabyte, 4 terabyte, and 8 terabyte. That's the highest one they carry. It got a built-in heat sink. That's like the top of the line. It's a internal hard drive. You can install. It's very easy to install. All you gotta do is like take your your PS5 apart and install it in there. I'm gonna invest in one of those. Probably gonna get me a 2 terabyte, cause shit expensive. That 8 terabyte, that shit expensive. You know. Yeah, and they do that on purpose. Yeah, they do that shit on purpose. Rockstar, Sony, they know what they doing, bro. They know what the hell they doing. You see, they all about money. These goddamn Jap bastards, they all about the money. Cause they know they can. That's what anything in society. For example, like tires, like car tires. Y'all know these car companies, they could always build tires that's bulletproof and that's strong, but no, they build these normal tires that could wear out over time. They could get a flat if they run over a nail, because it's all about a money. It's a money racket. You got a lot of money rackets and schemes going on in this capitalistic society. I know, man. I ain't ready for no PS6, man. It's too early. I think the PS6 should not come out till at least 2028, if not 2030. That's just my opinion. I think they should not release the PS6 till 2028 or 2030. That's just my opinion. But Sony, we know Sony, they too greedy already. They want to, and we already know the PS6 is gonna be $1,000. We might as well just face the truth. The PS6 is gonna be starting at least at $800, if not $1,000. That's the price of a gaming PC. So y'all can imagine the prices of PS6 games gonna be probably $80. Look what the Nintendo Switch 2. Talking about $90 for a physical copy, $80 for digital. Get the hell out of here, Nintendo. Yeah, I'm gonna probably be on my PS5 for a long time. Yeah, because the way things getting, bro, life is getting too expensive, man. It's getting too expensive to have hobbies. I was talking to my coworker, one of my coworkers the other day about this. It's expensive to live life. It's expensive to go out. It's expensive to go out with your homeboys, your homegirls. Even to date somebody's expensive. I mean, because most of our money is going to our bills and rent and mortgages, car payments, car insurance, even the damn car insurance. Like down here in Louisiana, man, we got some of the most dumbest drivers. I don't know about y'all states, but down here in Louisiana, we definitely in the top. We definitely in the top 5 when it comes to the most stupidest drivers in America. We definitely in the top 5. We definitely in the top 5, if not number 1. That's why our car insurance is so goddamn expensive in Louisiana. Shucks. Like the other day, that was yesterday, had this damn red Ford Ranger in front of me. This motherfucker was driving like he was drunk. He holding like the light green, right? And he hesitating. He's like he trying to pull. I don't know what he was doing. It's like he was trying to pull on the side of the road. I wanted to honk at that bastard, man, but I didn't know. I was just saying to myself, look at this dumb motherfucker. Because you got to be careful, man. You don't want to get caught in a road rage because people are crazy. Yeah, they be looking for, I don't want to have to hurt nobody or somebody do bodily harm to me. I ain't trying to go to jail over no road rage incident. But yeah, I can't stand these damn dumbass drivers. Idiots. And don't get me started on those drivers that brake check you. Like, see, like, they just do that just to brake check you, just to be an asshole. Like, they'll brake check you just to help, to throw you off. And when they see the light turning red, they trying to hurry up and speed through the light. And then the red light end up catching you. I mean, it's just, you just got some weirdos out there on the road. And that's what a lot of people going to do. I agree. They're going back to retro games. That's what's, I'm telling you, these new generation consoles going to be so expensive. You're going to have a lot of people going back to playing retro games. I'm telling you, that's what's going to end up happening. You're going to have people dusting off their old systems, like the old PS2s, PS3, PlayStation ones. They're going to be dusting off their old systems, and they going back to playing their old school stuff. You're going to see, just watch. You brought it up, you didn't hear it from me. You heard it from Rockstar. He brought it up. He said, I'm going back but then you speaking into existence. That's what's going to happen. I'm telling you, people going to be playing retro games. These new, like the PS6 and a new Xbox, they're going to be so goddamn expensive. It's like only the people that's making damn near 7 figures going to be able to afford it. Like, you got these people be like, oh, I make 6 figures. I should troll some of these people that talk that 6 figures shit. Be like, I make 12 figures. You talking about 6 figures, I'm making 12 figures. just to troll them on the internet. You know, y'all talking 6-figure stuff. I'm making 12 figures. And they gonna be like, "What you drive?" A 1985 station wagon. I ain't driving no Rolls Royce. I drive a 1985 station wagon with a nice sound system, with some bullhorns on the hood, and that's it. Just a troll. What y'all think? Because I made 12 figures, I'm driving a Mercedes Benz? No, I'm not brainwashed like yo. I'm driving something decent, something out of the ordinary. That's what Gustavo did on Breaking Bad. Gus, you know, he was the drug lord Gustavo, or AKA Gus, off of Breaking Bad. He wasn't driving nothing fast. He was driving a damn basic station wagon looking car. If you watch the show Breaking Bad, by the way, that's a good series. Breaking Bad. You know, yeah, one of the villains, Gustavo, or AKA Gus, man, he was driving there. He, you know, he was playing it off well good. He had a fast food restaurant. Under his fast food restaurant, that was his drug lab. He had a whole giant drug lab under there. Like, why get a system that costs $1,000 and still gonna be cheaters online? Yep, people like to cheat online. They like to mod. Oh yeah, you can't stop the modding community. The modding community, man. The modding community, just like you can't stop the modding community, and you can't stop the pirate community. People that like to pirate stuff. Yep. Like I always say, God bless the pirates. God bless the pirates. And we need the pirates, by the way, because they getting over us anyway, these gaming companies. You know, they exploiting us with the microtransactions, the DLC, you know, they overcharging these games. These games we paying what, $70 for, $80 for. You ain't even getting 100% game on it. Because they're gonna come out with DLC that's already on the damn game already. It's called disc lock content. Not downloadable content, but disc lock content. All that DLC we be paying for is already on the damn, it's already programmed into the game. You see, they give us the deception, oh, we're gonna release this DLC in a few months. No, it already existed. That's the deception they ain't gonna tell us about. Like, for example, Elden Ring. When Elden Ring was released, what they just came out with, a Shadow of Erdtree, whatever they call it. That already, when Elden Ring was released, that Shadow of Erdtree, the developers, they probably was already playing that or working on it. You know? Yeah, Sparkling Zero, the community is going down. I'm sorry, it's not living up to the hype of Tenkaichi 3. Y'all can't replicate the legacy of Tenkaichi 3. And don't get me wrong, you know, it's fun to play, but to be honest, I never been putting too many hours into it. Because, you know, like on PS5, they tell you how much hours you put into certain games you play. I think I only got like, what, 24 hours invested into Sparkling Zero? It's less. I think it's less. It's like, I think 24 hours or 40 some hours compared to like other games I'll be playing. Yeah. And they still making GTA 5 updates, shaking my head. Yeah. Sparkling Zero, it was overhyped. I'm gonna just have to say the hardcore, the cold, hard truth. It was overhyped. And then the community is toxic. You got these NPC content creators trying to keep the community going, trying to say, "Oh man, it's good, it's good." Nah, it's like it's bland. You know, it's just like the story. To be honest, the story mode is just not. It's nah. Yep. Some of the characters I wanted to be on there, not on there. How the hell y'all gonna pit Baby Vegeta and Omega Shenron? Y'all not gonna even pit Ice Shenron, Nova Shenron, not even Super 17. Y'all don't even have Android 13. I mean Android 14 and 15. You know, y'all could at least have some cooler henchmen on there. See, that's why I like, you see Tenkaichi 3, man, they even had the fodder villains, like the henchmen on there. I got out of GTA 5 jail in 7 days. I've been in there for 3 years. I don't really play them games online, man. A lot of online gaming communities is toxic. And like I was explaining the other day, I don't play because if they disrespect me, I can't put hands on them, you know, or throw a damn hammer at them, or throw a screwdriver or something at them, you know, or be like Marlo on a rock on a wire, like Marlo when he was swinging that golf club. I'm being a gentleman about it. I want you and your guys to get off the corner. I'm being a gentleman about it. When Marlo was swinging that golf club, man, on a shorter wire. Yep. But we 2 hours in. I'm about to get off of here. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up and go back to sleep because I gotta get up early in the morning. Like I said, I said, let me just go on here and talk about a few things. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Thank y'all for stopping by. Go ahead and end this. Y'all have a blessed day, a blessed morning. It's early in the morning, so you know it's Friday already. This week going by fast. To say we in the first of the month of May, it's the whole year going by fast. Yeah, this whole year going by fast. We almost halfway through the year already. Yeah, because May is the 5th month. Yeah, we about to be halfway through the year already. And once summer get here and go, that's a wrap. Might as well say we on the horizon of 2026, most high willing. But yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.